Well, it's 4 o'clock. Welcome to the Tiang Taiji second section. And today we are going to review cloud hands and go on to high pad on horse, which is kind of like the beginning of the relatively more difficult section, which requires a little bit more balance. And so I want you guys to keep practicing standing by your kitchen counter and standing on one leg and trying to strengthen up those balance type muscles. So today, let's do a review first. We'll start from cross hands and go all the way up to the end of cloud hands, ending up in single whip. And I'm going to turn around and call it. Okay. Cross hands. Shift all the way to the right. Turn the left foot almost to straight. Separate your hands. Pull in the right foot. Swing step. One hand in, one hand out. Strike. Roll back. Circle your arms. And weight goes back and you turn to the side. Press. Pull in the right, attach the left, press forward almost to the corner. Push. Square up almost to the corner. Pull back over a ball. Hands in front of your chest. Push forward. Fist under elbow. Shift weight back, flatten your hands. Turn and pull all the way around. Push down. Ward off with the left. Push out with the right. Step to the corner and connect. Step right. Grab. Change your pivot on the left and pull. Root your heel, lift and punch. Step back and repulse monkey. 1, swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 2, swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 3, swing, step. Hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. Diagonal flying. Turn, pull in the right. Step and close. Pivot and separate. Raise hands and step forward. Shift to the right, pull in the left. Circle the arms. Root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Pull down all the way to the back. Step and close. Turn. Step and open. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing. Step. Brush. Strike. Needle at sea bottom. Yield forward. Pull in the right. Pull back. Push back with the left heel. Change your footwork and sink. Fan through the back. Come up. Left attaches to the right. Step. separate. Turn body, chop with fist. Circle the arms, shift the weight. Turn. Put all the weight on the left, make your fist, root, chop, strike. Parry, block, and punch. Hands come to the center, swing, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu. Shift to the left, then pull with the left, ward off with the right, right, ward off. Roll back, turn to the corner, pull down, across, press, pull in with the right, catch the left, press forward, push, square up to the side, pull over a ball, push forward. Single whip, shift weight back, flatten your hands, pull and turn all the way around. Press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left hand, make your hook hand with the right. Standing, ward off and step, parry and strike. Cloud hands. Turn, pull, 1. 2. 3. Step to the corner, make your hook hand, standing, ward off, deflect and strike. How did that feel? Okay, so let's do a little review of cloud hands. So the thing that is important about cloud hands is, in terms of the footwork, you should keep your feet parallel to each other. So when you're stepping across, let's say that if I'm doing it toward you, okay. So when I'm at bow stance here, when I come across, the left foot comes straight to face you. Then when I shift my weight, this foot comes back so that it's parallel and it's shoulder width apart. Then the next step is you shift weight to the right and step double wide, come across and come in. Okay, shift weight, double wide, shift weight, come in. Now, the important part of the footwork is that you keep your torso at the same level. So when I'm here, I'm at my bow stance. I come here and I turn. I come back and I have my feet parallel. When I move across, my torso stays at the same level. Okay, I'm not going up and down, up and down. Okay, try to stay at the same level. And what it does is it requires that you take it up in your knees, in your legs. Okay, so take up the level so that think about having your waist at the same level all the way across. So we could try it together. We could have at bow stance first, shift weight to the right, pivot on the left, and then get that foot straight toward the front. Then shift all the way to the left and move the other foot back. Then from here on out, you shift one side, step out, and shift, and step in, and shift, and you stay at the same level. Okay. And on the last one, when you put your right foot to the corner, it's also at the same level. You're coming back, you're making you're pivoting here so that you can step out to a bow stance. So essentially, you're stepping from bow stance to bow stance. You started at a bow stance, you do some steps across, and you end up at a bow stance. Okay? Now, let's think about the hands. In terms of the hands, what I want you to think about is making two circles. Okay? So for each side, think at the very top of your circle, you're turning your palm out. You're pulling. You're warding off all the way till you're what I call top dead center, 12 o'clock. And then your palm is the opposite way. So you're warding off, you're starting to turn here. Your palm is like facing that way at the top. And once you get to 1 o'clock, you're pulling. The thing that's important is to keep that circular shape. Okay, there's a great temptation when you think pull that you're going to pull. Don't pull that way. Pull down and around. Okay, you're pulling down and around. And you're going to do the same thing with the left hand. So you're here. You're at ward up. You come up. You turn around. Pull down and around. Come around. You're up, top dead center. Turn around. Now, most people find it's pretty easy to do these circles. Okay. The trick is when you're doing them both at once. Okay. So the easy way is to think about starting one way. Okay. And then as one goes up, the other one goes down. And then you always end at the sides. Okay, so that's how you get your timing. Okay, when you get to the side, both hands are going toward the side. One goes up, one goes down at the side. One goes up, side, up, down, side, up, down, side. And the side is also when you're stepping. Okay. So that should help you coordinate. Okay. You're making these circles and they are, think of the circle as being around your elbow, centering around your elbow. So they're not really huge because you're not moving your elbow around, right? You're kind of keeping your elbow around the same spot. And what that also does is it keeps your hand from covering your eyes. So if you keep your circles at this size, then you don't cover your eyes. And generally, we try not to cover our eyes. Okay. So as you circle, and if you look at it this way, I don't know if you can see it this way. Okay, here. Because I'm turning my elbows, I'm able to keep in this plane. Can you see that? In other words, I'm not coming out there. I'm staying in the same plane. And you can only do that if you turn your elbows. So basically, you're rotating your forearms in order to come around. Okay, let's do it with the feet. I'm going to turn away from you because I think it's easier to coordinate. So if we're at single width, oh, one more thing. When we're at single width, the first one, when you're coming across, okay, your hand pretty much stays the same place it was, position it was, because the next thing you're going to do is pull. Okay, so there's often a temptation to come across as a ward off, but you don't. You come pretty much straight across with your palm out so that you're ready to pull for the next move. Okay, so from single whip, shift weight to the right, turn. So as you're pivoting on the right, on the left, the heel, everything is moving toward the right. Then you're going to release this hook hand as you're going to ward off from the circling down. So circling down, pulling with the top one. And then as you get here, you pull in. Then circle, ward off with the left, pull with the right, shift weight toward the right. When you get to here, step. Ward off with the right, pull with the left. When you get to the other side, pull in. That's 2. Ward off with the left, pull with the right, step. Ward off with the right, pull with the left. Now this is 3, so you're stepping to the corner. Then you're going to ward off with the right, and you're going to start pulling with the ward off with the left and start pulling with the right. And at the end of that stroke, you make your hook hand, and your ward off on the left is still coming up. Then when you do a standing ward off with the left, you step and you make your regular single whip. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's do that a couple more times just to get it more secure in your body. And then we will try the next step. Okay, I'm going to go the same direction again, unless you would like me to, do you prefer I do it facing you or
No.
this way?
I like
Okay,
you to go the same direction.
okay. So here, we're at single whip. You're looking through your tiger's mouth, okay? You're going to shift weight toward the right, pivot on the left, Your body turns toward the right. Release your hook hand. Shift toward the left. Pull left, ward off right. As you come over the side, pull in your foot. Then ward off left and pull right. Step. Ward off right. Pull left. Step. Ward off left. Pull right. Step. Ward off right. Pull left. This is number 3. Step to the corner. Move your weight right and ward off left. You start pulling on the right and then you make your hook hand. Standing ward off with the left. Step, deflect, strike. You have any questions? Okay, let's
I
do
have
it
a question.
Yes.
You know, standing more upright, but when you're doing cloud hands, you're all in the tilty position more. So when you're going to strike, you have to kind of come up.
Yes, you do. Okay, so I'm going to do this facing you so you can see a little better. So what happens is that, okay, you started at single width. So when you are at single width, your body is upright. And how do you get it to be upright? You have to turn a little bit more than corner because you have to pull your hip in. And you can't do that unless you turn a little bit more. So you're starting at single width. Then after you've done doing cloud hands, okay? So you're doing 1, 2, 3. When you get to 3, you're stepping, okay? Then you act pretty much just like you were going to do another cloud hands. This one comes down, this one comes out like in a pull, and then when you get here, you make a hook hand. Then you pull in this foot so that you can step out. Then when you deflect and strike, that's when you're pulling your hip in and turning toward that more than corner so that you can be straight up for your single width. Does that make sense?
Perfect. That's good.
Okay. So your stance when you're doing cloud hands is not exactly straight up and down. You are tilted a little bit. You're tilted in the same way you would be tilted if you were in an empty stance. So do you remember when you're at an empty stance? What happens is when you're at a bow stance, you're tilted so that you have a line from your heel to your neck. When you're in an empty stance, what happens is you're either on your heel or on your toe, and you're closer in. So you are more upright, and your bend is more from your hip. So it's not as far as a bow stance. There is some tilt, but it's from here. It's not all the way from down there. Does that make sense? And that essentially gives you your bend in your knee so that you can step out. and keep that same level all the way across, okay? So you have to keep, when you're coming across, your knees are always bent as you come across,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
That way you can stay along the same line. So let's do it one more time. I'm going to turn around and we can do it the same direction. So you're at single whip. Then you're going to pivot on the left as you move your weight toward the right. And everything goes toward the right. Release the hook hand. Okay? Then you're going to ward off with the right and start pulling with the left. Move your foot in. Circle, pull with the right, ward off with the left, step. Pull with the left, ward off with the right, step. Pull with the right, ward off with the left, step. Pull with the left, ward off with the right. Now you're going to step to the corner. Then move your weight toward the right, ward off with the left. Make your hook hand. Then standing ward off left and step. Shift weight, strike. And make sure you're standing straight up and down. So one of the things is that when you are striking with the right, you can see that you have kind of a curve going down, right? A downward curve. When your hand is facing down, here your hand is facing up. When your hand is facing down, almost always it's straighter. Okay, you don't have as much of a curve when your hand is facing down. So your single whip, your hand is facing down, it's more or less straight and it's at neck level. And here, it's about the same level because you can look through your tiger's mouth. So this is actually a little bit higher on the left than on the right. Okay, so let's do it one more time and then we will try the new move. Okay, so single whip, shift weight right, pivot on the left heel. Everything moves to the right. Release the hook hand. Left hand pulls, right hand ward off, pull in the right foot. Then left hand ward off, right hand pull, step out. Left hand pulls, right hand wards off, step in. Left hand ward off, right hand pulls, step out. Right hand ward off, left hand pulls, step to the corner. Shift weight to the right, ward off with the left, make your hook hand with the right, standing ward off, step, deflect, strike. Okay, let's try the next move, which is high pad on horse. So the footwork on high pad on horse is relatively simple. I'm going to do it facing you, okay, so you can see a little better. So I'm at a bow stance when I'm at single whip, okay. When I am going to high pad on horse, what I do is I shift my weight back. I'm pushing off my left heel. Then my weight goes totally to the back. And then I step to an empty stance, one line, two sides. So I was out here, I push off, and then I step to an empty stance. Then I put 30% to my empty stance. The ball touch empty stance. Okay? The hands, you are at single whip. Okay, you are at single whip. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to activate your hands. What does that mean? That means that with my hook hand, I'm going to move it to a standing palm instead of a hook. So this goes from a hook to a standing palm. And this one turns over. Okay. So then, I'll do it facing you. Okay, turns over. Then what happens is that this stays there and this comes in front of your shoulder. So it looks a little like brush knee, right? You have your hand, it looks kind of like in front of your shoulder, but the shape is a little different. So when you had your brush knee, your hand was more standing, so you were ready to strike this way with your palm more up. This one, you're getting ready for your palm to strike to the neck of your opponent. So it's more horizontal in terms of the look, okay? So even though it's in the same position, it's a little, the hand shape is a little bit different. So this is going to go this way. This hand was going to turn over, and then it's going to come underneath your ribs. Okay. And the reason is, I'll do it sideways so you can see a little bit better. So when I was here, I turn over the left and pull up the right. Then I come in and then out. So the thing that's hard to remember in this move is to keep your body shape. There's a great temptation to get your elbows out in the wrong spot. So you're here, and then you want to come here, but you should be here. Can you see that? You want your hand to be in front of your shoulder, and your elbow is not back here. Okay, it's in front. And here, when you come back, same problem. You're coming back under your ribs, but not here. Okay, you're here. You can see that my elbow does not go beyond my body line. If you can imagine a line. So when you're here, what happens is you activate your hands, and then the right one comes in front of your shoulder, and then you're striking here. This is the first time when you pull back and you're coming to your ribs as opposed to coming down to your hips. Most of the time when you're coming back, you're very often hands facing down and you're at hip height. But here, you're at like lower rib, right under your ribs. And the reason is the left hand is up in a grabbing position. So essentially, you're grabbing someone and then hitting them in the neck. So you do not want to pull them down too far. You only want to pull them down kind of a little bit so you get them in the neck. You don't want to, you know, have them too far down. So in when you're striking someone in the body, you know, then you have a bigger target. But here, you want to just get them far down enough that you can hit them in the neck.
Rita?
Also, yes?
It looks like your left hand is kind of curving down in order for your elbow to go out to the side rather than back. Your left hand kind of curves down. Left hand.
Let me think about that. So I'm here.
Oh, you're breaking up.
I don't know what you mean by curving down, I guess. So
Kind of
if
like swings towards your stomach, kind of. Yeah.
it actually is coming pretty.
Yeah, you're freezing on us.
Hey, Rita, you're, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're frozen on the screen. It appears nobody else is. And we're not hearing you anymore. If you can hear us, you may need to come out and come right back in or something.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to fix that, Dee Dee.
Yeah, you're completely frozen, Rita. Hopefully she's noticed.
Yeah, she's gone now, so she might have gone.
Rita.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think she's gone now. Yeah, I think she'll be right back.
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
the
think so.
question must have caused that, huh?
I don't think so.
I'll promise I won't ask any more questions.
So are you meaning that it's kind of like this? I mean,
Well, it's out, and then the hand has to somehow swing in towards the body for the elbow to be out to the side. If you come straight
oh, well,
back.
there's also a torso turn that she hasn't covered yet.
Oh, okay.
Much like there is in a lot of empty steps when you're like heel touch. Yeah, when you're heel touch on an empty step, there's always a torso turn that's helping to make this go.
Can you do it facing us before?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Until she gets back in. So let me show you the move from a couple of angles. So we're here. And we're releasing the hook. I'm starting to come back. Actually, you start releasing the hook first. Then you start to come back, and this happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if I'm all the way back, then I lift this foot up. And let's see, I'm trying to remember. Oh, no, actually, yeah. See, but I'm turned before, then I turn square. And it's a toe touch, right? And it ends up like this.
Yeah, the hand was turning slightly to the right and then brought back, it looked like. Your left hand.
It's an interesting thing you're saying. So let's see.
Dee Dee, you almost need to spotlight yourself until she comes back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
She's there. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I might have to go out and sign
Yeah,
Oh,
Rita's
here,
back,
yes, let me, you
but
may
she
have to,
looks froze. Rita, are you there?
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
oh,
here.
Okay.
oh, great.
Okay.
Come back, Rita, yes. Spotlight yourself. And the recording is still on. So once you spotlight yourself,
Oh, okay.
and wait a minute, yeah, I think you need to spotlight you need to first, yeah, spotlight yourself, and hopefully that will show you that.
Okay.
Yeah, you may need to, I'm not sure what the recording will do now, whether it will only have you. You may have to not put the whole gallery on in
Yeah.
order to get
Okay.
you. Yeah, because it wasn't started that way. I'm not sure. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
back.
Sorry about that, guys.
That was my question. It was my question. Okay, so what I was saying with the left hand, it looks like either you're bending your elbow so it goes out and the hand comes back, or you're bringing the hand towards your body sideways.
Well, actually both, because
Yes.
if I'm here, okay, just the left hand, okay,
Yeah.
and then I'm turning it over,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Then I'm coming in.
Yes.
So
yeah.
from the front, I'm turning it over.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming in.
Right. And at some point the hand is kind of turning, so it's face up, straight
It's
into
face
your
up,
body.
and then it stays up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It stays up.
That's a
And
different
then
move.
on the side, okay,
Yeah.
it's to the side. And when I'm here, also to the side. Okay.
Yeah, I had
So
not
there's
seen
nothing
that
behind me.
Yeah, I
No
hadn't seen
elbows
that
behind
elbow.
me.
Yeah, I hadn't realized those elbows were to the side rather than back, but now I see that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't keep your tree shape.
Right.
Once your elbows get back, you lose your tree shape.
Rita,
Okay. So let's try that again.
I have a quick question, Rita.
Yeah.
On the right arm, when you do that and bring it in, is your elbow staying? How does that come in, I guess?
So here, okay, I stand up my palm and then it just comes in.
Bend your elbow. Yeah.
So your
Just bend my elbow.
Your arm
And
pretty much stays in the same place.
Yes.
My elbow stays in the same place. My arm is moving.
Okay, so your elbow stays.
So the reason why it looks different here is I have not turned my waist yet. So when I turn, my hips are going to stay to the corner, but my shoulder is going to turn. Okay. So when I'm here, I'm in a bow stance. Okay. I'm going to shift my weight back, push off my heel. Then what happens is all my weight goes on the right so that I can lift this up and move it in. Can you see that? So in terms of here, I was here, okay? I activate my hands as I come back, okay? Then I shift to a ball touch. So at the end of this, essentially my shoulders move from here to here. I am facing the side at the end of this. I'm square to the side, even though my hips are to the corner.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So in terms of coordination, you're here, you activate your hands and push back, okay? You're coming in and stepping, and then you put that 30% in the front as you turn your waist so that you're square.
Your top is square and your hips are still facing to the right. Got it.
Yeah, but they're a little bit less
Yes.
open than they were before, because when you were at single width, it was open extra in order for you to get this straight.
Yes.
So as you're coming in, you are turning a little more that way, but very, very little. At the end, you are at the corner instead of a little bit more than corner. Does that make sense? So you have had situations like that. For example, when you were doing push in Grassosfero's tail, okay, you were at a bow stance, okay, your hips were toward the corner, but you squared up to do your push, right? So your shoulders were square even though your hips were toward the corner. So you've done this before, it's just on the other side.
And you square up when your right arm goes out.
Yes. So basically, you're using your waist turn in order to get that, to power that strike. So you have essentially an empty stance with the ball. And it's funny because if you try different kinds of empty stance, one always feels more right than the other. And in this one, the ball feels right because it's like it's supporting your trunk when you're coming out. So it keeps you from overextending. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
If you try doing it with a heel, it'll feel funny. It'll feel weird.
Can you do it a couple more times? I'm trying to see how you coordinate the legs with the arms.
Okay. So here, you're at single width. Okay. One, you activate your hands and start pushing back with your left heel. Then you have all the weight on the right, and your right hand comes back, and you make your ball empty stance. Strike. So the important thing is you've got to root the ball with the left foot before you strike. Okay, you always have to have your footwork in place before you strike. So once again, you're at single width, you activate your hands and start moving back. Then you put your right hand to your shoulder, move your left bow stance, and then 30% to the front as you strike.
So when you're striking, you're still not solid on your left foot, it looks like.
Well, no, what happens is when you're striking, you are moving into the left foot.
Okay.
So the end of it, so the strike is a waist turn and moving weight into the left foot. So basically, when you were here, you moved back, pushing off the heel. All the weight came here, moved here, but you didn't have any weight yet. Then when you strike, that's when the weight goes into that 30% goes into the front.
Okay.
So turn and weight goes to the front.
Does your right arm come in the same time your left foot goes out? Is it coordinated? Does it land at the same time? And then
Not,
you root?
not really. It actually comes in very slightly first. So you're here, push back. You're here, and then so the right hand comes in just before you step the left foot in.
Can you show it facing us, that coordination?
Okay, so
Just that
you're
one?
here. Okay, your hands are activated. You're pushing back. Okay, then you're here, step.
Oh my goodness.
So once again, okay, I'm in a bow stance here. Okay, I'm pushing off my left heel as I activate my hands. As my weight comes to the back, that's when this hand comes in. I have to shift all my weight back before I can move this. Then I come forward.
1, 2,
Does that make
3.
sense?
Yes, yes, excellent, excellent.
So this hand comes in as the weight goes here. Then this roots before you can strike.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any more questions? Hopefully it makes sense.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so let's do it a couple more times. Okay.
It's
So,
just hard to do slowly.
yeah, but but you have to do it slowly in order to figure out which part comes first and which part comes next. So I'm going to do it facing this way so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. Okay, so I'm at single whip. I'm activating my hands as I push off the front heel. As I move all my weight to the right, my hand comes to the shoulder. I put the ball of my foot down and strike. Okay, one more time. We're here, single whip. Activate hands, push off left heel. All the weight is on the right as the hand comes to the shoulder. Plant the ball, 30% comes to the front as you strike out. I'll do it the other way. Here. Okay, so we're here. Activate the hands, push off the left heel. All the weight goes on the right.
I think I've got it.
That's great. I know it looks really simple, but there are a lot of little pieces in there. Okay. So let's do it a couple more. Let's do it from the single whip before cloud hands. And then we'll do cloud hands. Then we'll go into single whip and then we'll do high pat on horse. Okay? So the single whip before cloud hands is here. Okay? Then we're going to do cloud hands. So shift to the right, pivot the left. All your hands go to the right. Then pull with the left, ward off with the right, pull in the right foot. Then circle your hands, step, circle, step. That's 2. Circle, step. And 3, step to the corner. Circle, make your hook hand with the right, ward off with the left. Standing ward off step. Deflect and strike. High pad on horse. Activate your hands and push off the left heel. All the weight goes on the right. The right hand goes to the shoulder. Root your left ball and strike. Did that come together pretty well? Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we have time to do it from the beginning. You want to do it from cross hands? And then
Sure.
do the whole thing? Okay. So back to cross hands, which is out here. Okay, cross hand. Shift to the right. Turn the left toe almost to straight. Separate your hands. Pull in the right foot. Swing, step, almost to the corner. Brush, strike. Roll back. Circle your arms. Shift your weight back. Turn to the side. Press. Pull in the right. Attach the left. Press forward. Push. Square up almost to the corner. Pull back over a ball and push forward. Fist under elbow. Shift your weight back. Flatten your hands. Pull and turn. All the way around, push down, ward off with the left, push out with the right. Step to the corner, connect. Step right, grab. Pivot the left foot, pull down, make your fist, root the left heel, lift up and punch. Step back, repulse monkey. Swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 2, swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. 3, swing, step, hand to the shoulder, turn and strike. Diagonal flying. Turn, pull in the right foot, step and close, turn and open. Raise hands and step forward. Move to the right, pull in the left, circle your arms, root the right heel, come together. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your arms, pull down all the way to the back. Circle, step and close, turn, step and open. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Needle at sea bottom. Yield forward, pull in the back foot. Pull, push off the heel. Change your footwork. Sink down. Fan through the back. Come up. Left attaches to the right, pushes up and step. Separate. Turn body, chop with fist. Circle your arms, turn. Move your weight to the left, make your fist, root, chop, strike. Parry, block, and punch. Hands come to the center. Swing, step, parry, block, punch. Chengfu. Connect with the left. Pull, ward off with the right. Step and close, ward off right. Roll back. Turn to the corner. Shift weight back. Turn to the other corner. Press, pull in the right. Attach the left. Press forward. Push, square up to the side. Flatten your hands. Pull over a ball, hands in front of your chest. Push. Single whip. Weight shifts back. Flatten your hands. Pull. Turn. Push down. Ward off with the left. Hook hand with the right. Standing ward off. Step. Deflect. Strike. Cloud hands. Shift to the right. Pivot on the left. Everything into the right. Then move your hands as you pull in the right. Pull and ward off. Step. Pull and ward off. Step. 2. Pull and ward off. Step. Pull and ward off. Step. 3 to the corner. Pull and make your hook hand. Standing ward off. Step. Deflect. Strike. High pat on horse. Activate your hands. Push off the left heel. Right hand comes to the shoulder. Plant your ball and strike. How did that go? Okay. So thank you for coming to class. And Dee Dee is going to be taking my Friday practice, you lucky people. And I will see you next week for separation kick. How exciting. Bye-bye. I'll see you then.
Thanks, Rita.
Thanks,
Hey,
Rita.
Rita.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Very clear. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rita. That's good class.
You're welcome.
Bye.